Okay, you know it's Leo season when you feel like laughing. I just had the biggest giggle come through, some joy, and I think it's because it's Leo season. Leo season started on July 22nd, so I'm a little late in wishing my Leo friends a happy season. Happy birthday, happy solar return. This video is for you. I'm going to talk about the Leo archetype, but mostly I'm going to be talking about the full moon in Aquarius on August 1st. And drum roll, please. We have two full moons this August. Does anyone know what the second full moon is called and why it's called that? If you do, comment below. So first of all, let me welcome you to this channel, the Soul Nurturer channel, which what it sounds like, it's a channel dedicated to inviting you to reclaim your soul potential, to nurture that soul potential so that you can bring what's uniquely yours to bring into this world. What's your contribution? It's in your soul. It's part of your journey. So I talk about astrology. Mostly I talk about the new moon and the full moon. Whether or not you believe in astrology, think of the new moon and the full moon as a time to pause. Think of them as checkpoints to check in with yourself, to check in with your life. Now, full moons tend to expand, bring our emotions forward, bring to light what we need to see that isn't supporting us or serving our purpose. Okay? New moons, we think of the time of pausing to check in with your intention, to set new intentions, to plant new seeds of possibilities. Okay, so they're just checkpoints. I love to follow the lunation cycle. I had a client ask me, why do you only do new moon and full moon? Because there's other phases, and maybe someday I'll do those too. It's just an easy way for me to stay in contact with my viewers and to help you. I like to look at the full moon and the new moon as times to say, okay, what's the invitation? How can you support your soul in your unfolding? Where do you need to reclaim something? Where do you need to acknowledge something? And with full moons, we think about what do you need to shed, release, let go of? Full moons tend to, again, illuminate well, maybe we haven't been noticing. And also, we get to borrow the energy of wherever the full moon is. Since it's Leo season, I'm going to start there and then we'll jump into the full moon in Aquarius. I'm super excited about this full moon. There's a lot of intensity, I'm not going to lie. But intensity is like it's like the last phase of the birthing process. You really have to push hard. You really have to decide what you want, and you really need to claim it. Especially in Leo season, it's time to really be bold. Leos, and again, happy birthday. If you're a Leo, tell me when your birthday is. I want to wish you a personal happy birthing and birthing. Yes, that's true too. But a happy birthday season, a happy solar return. So, Leos, my dear Leos, I actually have a Leo moon, and this full moon is exactly on my moon. The sun is at 9 degrees of Aquarius, and the moon is at 9 degrees of Leo. Oppositions, 180 degrees apart, an opposition. That is what a full moon is, okay? That is why the moon is so bright, because it's reflecting the sun's light. Some people don't know that. So Leo season begins on July 22nd and it goes until August 23rd. And Leo is associated with the fifth house in the chart, and it's associated with expression, taking the stage of our life. I think Leos are great teachers of shining boldly in their lives. And wherever you have Leo in your chart, this is true for you. And if you have a sun, moon, or rising Leo, then I'm really, really speaking to you. I hope the background noise isn't too much. I had a little fly buzzing around me when I was trying to record, so I opened the door to let him go out the screen door. So there is some outside noise. Hopefully you can just focus on my voice and my beautiful Leo surroundings. I've got my flowers, I've got, all the things I love. And that's what Leo season invites us to, all the things we love. So think about, do you know any Leos? And if you do, what do you notice about them? I should have thought about some celebrities. I know that Madonna is a Leo, definitely that bold expression, right? What other Leos are there that come to mind? Leos, I'll just say in general, because it's the energy we get to borrow, we get to play with, and play is a big part of Leo. Leos are the divas. they are their Leo archetype could be dramatic, bold, wants to shine brightly. It's ruled by the sun. So think about the sun. That's what I put on my bold yellow gold, to shine like the sun. They're connected to the inner child. Leo's connected to our inner child, fifth house, inner child, children, play, expression, creativity. And Leos really desire, I think of them as the royalty. They desire the finer things in life, luxury, love to be appreciated. And this is challenging. And I as a Leo moon, I notice it. I sure do love to hear good feedback. Now, that could be the shadow side of Leo, where Leos can be addicted to so much adoration. They crave it, they seek it. And so, Leos can get into that category of narcissistic because too much focus on self. However, it's purposeful, right? If you're a Leo, you're created this way. You have what you need to step forward, to shine bright, to share that with others, to share what you have to contribute, and to invite others to the same thing. Now, remember, if you don't have Leo in your chart, as a prominent in your chart, you have it as one of your house rulers. Wherever that is, this is what I'm talking about. And then also wherever Aquarius is in your chart, whatever house that rules. For me, it's my first house. This is going to be a big full moon for me. That is what's going to be lit up in your chart. And I'm going to talk more about Aquarius in just a moment. So Leos, if I'm speaking to you, Leo, out there having your birthdays, what is it that you value about yourself? What do you love about being a Leo? Again, I love Leos. Playful, joyful, life of the party, really leaders, and really, what's the word? Gregarious and generous. Leos are extremely generous. And now we all need to watch this in Leo season, because we could be over generous with our energy and actually overspending too. So just a little, be aware. That's all. I like to bring awareness, because I always say it's awareness before choice, right? So this full moon in Aquarius, and I'll talk a little bit about Aquarius. We think about Aquarius archetypally as the rebel, the awakener, the innovator, the eccentric, the genius. And Uranus is the ruler of, modern times, it's Uranus. Traditionally, it's Saturn. So Saturn and Uranus are the co-rulers of Aquarius. So there's a detached energy, very sort of scientific, matter of fact, and typically full moons can be emotional. And this one is, by the way, a supermoon. A supermoon is when the moon is orbiting closest to the Earth, so we can tend to feel it more, right? And see it bright in the sky. But this could bring more emotions, even though it's in the sign of Aquarius, which can be very detached, very, again, objective, scientific. But it's still a full moon. And where it is aspecting in your chart makes all the difference, and how it animates through you. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, and I'm very watery, so all full moons can tend to bring forward my emotions. I can feel it. Last night was one of those nights I could start to feel the stirrings of the full moon. So what do when I feel my emotions stirring? I either sit with it and journal, move with it. I'll dance or ride my bike, or I'll put on a movie that I know is going to help me just kind of wring my heart out, clear, what's all that I've been carrying. And that's what a full moon can do too. It's like all that stuff, especially as empaths, that you've been soaking up, that you just need to release. Okay. So This full moon is both in fixed signs. Leo is a fixed fire, Aquarius is fixed air. So it makes me wonder if we're looking at where we're stuck with our own fixed opinions, like our own stuck, no, this is the way I've always done it. There's my fly. Okay. Making peace with what is. Okay. I thought about, I tried to chase it out and I thought, what is it symbolizing? Why is it showing up right now, Mr. Fly, in my Leo video? I'm sure there's a reason. Okay, so my theme, what came to me was, because Leo's all about the heart. It's all about love. Leos love deeply and profoundly. And so following our joy or following our love towards our breakthroughs, because Aquarius is all about breakthroughs. Aquarius energy wants to invite you to break through a stuck place, even though it's fixed, and we can be fixed in the way we think our breakthroughs are going to come. It has to look like this or it has to look like that. This is an opportunity to follow the threads of our heart, to our joy, what we love, who we love, what we love that we're not speaking up for, what we value. Remember also, Venus is retrograde at this time. So we're already in an invitation to review our relationships, mostly relationship with self, as I talked about in my last video, relationship with self, and where we're not authentically showing up. Are you in a situation where you feel limited in expression? This is a time to reclaim that soul potential. A way that you can do that is write everything you really want to say that for some reason you're holding back. Say it all. Get it out. Then ask yourself, what do I need to believe about myself in order to fully express? What do I need to believe about myself to fully live my life, shining so brightly, boldly, freely? Okay? So actually, I do have some questions, some reflection questions for you at the end, and I was already jumping to them because I think this is a really good time. You've got a lot of planets in retrograde. Mercury's going to be going in retrograde at the end of this month. This is an important time to review and to continue to purge. We have Mars in Virgo. Mercury is in Virgo, and it's opposing Saturn in Pisces. So it's really getting serious about what's preventing us from achieving our dreams, achieving what we're visioning for. Like, what's not supporting that? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to just look at my notes here for a moment. Yeah. Also, we've got Sun square Jupiter and Taurus coming up. I mean, it's exact on the 6th, so it's happening now. And, Sun square Jupiter is expanding our light, expanding our vitality. And squares are like taking action on behalf of your... I keep just feeling, where you've been hiding, where you've been holding back, where you felt held back. And, Saturn can feel like you're being held back. But think of it this way, held back in order to get clear on where you're going and what you value and what you love, and to be bold about that expression, to boldly claim it. I want to say this because I didn't say it when I talked about the Venus retrograde 2 videos ago. I gave a caution about don't contact your exes, or unless you feel empowered, right? I just did a video on the distinction between your wounded self and your empowered self. So you might want to watch that too. So I was sort of leaning towards don't reach out to your exes, or you may hear from your exes. But I want to say that retrogrades can bring past people, past partners, friends even, or people that you've lost contact with, or things that used to bring you joy. And you may feel inspired to reach out to them. I'm just wanting to correct this if it came across like don't call, don't reach out. Because if you feel inspired, and Leo energy is very inspiring, do reach out to somebody that you've lost contact with for whatever reason. This is a time to reach out to, because Leo is about, you know, open-heartedness, love, and joy. Although I will say this, if you cross a Leo and you hurt their pride, they value loyalty. So if you've hurt them in a way that it crossed a loyalty line, that might be a bigger conversation. Okay, but Moon in Aquarius. So Moon in Aquarius, this opposition, this polarity, the axis between Leo, which is all about me, and Aquarius is all about community and humanity. So finding the balance or integrating, or I think about looking at both sides. What does Leo Sun want to contribute? What does Moon in Aquarius want to contribute? And how does that want to flow through you as your contribution? Okay, so it's a good time to really objectively, but with passion, revisit your life, how you're living. There's a teacher I used to follow, Iyanla Vanzant. I love her. Check her out. But she used to always say, how you living? How are you living? Are you living authentically? Are you hiding? Are you not speaking your truth? Are you not going after your dreams? Are you talking yourself out of what you're dreaming or visioning for? Where have you settled? This is Leo Sun. It says, don't settle. You're the queen. You're the king. You're the star of your movie unfolding. No settling, shining. No settling, shining. That feels important. Okay, so I want to just pop in and see the chart real quick, and then I'm going to finish with my reflection. So please do, if I didn't do the commercial, did I? Oh, please subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, I am moving towards the 1,000 mark, which is extraordinary to me since I don't do these regularly. I do have a goal to be more consistent. I am just following my own rhythm. And I'm very transparent. And then I'm going through some big shifts myself. So any given moment, I'm waiting for that next wave of vision, that next wave of my soul call, right? So for what I've been able to do, I have 889 viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if this is your first time stopping by, subscribe, and maybe you'll be the 1,000th person, and that's significant. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of you. But commenting and liking helps me get the videos out to the bigger oceans of YouTube. So please do, if you feel called. You can ask questions about this video or anything. Suggest a topic for next time. But do engage. That helps me expand my contribution to those out there in YouTube land. Okay, thank you. All right, so let me just look at the chart real quick. So, yep, Leo and Sun in Leo, Moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Virgo. So we're getting more precise and more discerning about what's working, what's not working. And really, still, I was talking about this, gosh, back in the new moon in Aries, about this season of purging. It's still continuing. It's getting like more layered though. And I'd like to suggest this when you're purging, since we're talking about authenticity with Moon in Aquarius, where you are not being yourself, and this is a call to be more of yourself. When you're shedding, look at the items you have, the clothes you have, and instead of does this spark joy, which could work with Leo season, but for me everything sparks joy. But rather, is this garment, this dress, this thing on my desk, does it represent who I'm becoming? Does it represent my authentic expression? Or is this the old version of me where I was hiding? And that's a really easy way to purge. Like, nope, old me. For me, I just shed a lot of books, and shedding, again, good time around full moons. I was just like, what's alive in my heart right now? The categories of my work, dream work, astrology now, symbology, Jungian work, imagery. It seems like there's another archetypal tarot I'm kind of fascinated about right now. So everything else had to go. And so easy to shed. These books are representing where I'm at and what I'm trying to emerge. So this is a good way to shed clothes, shed things that you don't need. Pass them on to somebody else who's right where those books are, those clothes are, to help them emerge who they're meant to be. Okay? So good time to do that. Venus, as we know, is in Leo still, retrograding all the way until September 3rd, I think. It's going to be in Leo until October, and it's a long stay in Leo because of the retrograde. And then we have Mars in Virgo, Jupiter in Taurus, and Saturn in Pisces. And then, of course, Uranus in Taurus and Neptune in Pisces. So, and of course, big reminder that the North Node is now in Aries and the South Node is now in Libra. So this is where we're getting more bold, more decisive, more clear about what we deserve and whether or not we're on our true path or not. And while we still may be feeling held back a little bit when Sun is going to be conjuncting, let's see, let me go back to this other page. Let me pause here and just ask, do you feel held back right now? Have you felt limited? What have you noticed? And again, this is the astrological weather, so it's going to affect you differently because you're a unique soul. So I'm curious, I'm always curious, and please let me know what you've been noticing lately during Leo season as we get closer to the full moon. Maybe on the full moon, you'll check back in and say, wow, Victoria, I'm really noticing this, or this has happened. I love to hear those stories. So, let me go back to the screen. Sorry, I'm in the wrong. Okay. So Mars trine Jupiter, I mentioned that. Mercury in opposition to Saturn. Oh, Pluto is squaring the moon's node. So North Node is in Aries. So this is about, okay, the wake-up call. Or this is more of an invitation. Aries wanting us to take the lead for our life. And in Leo's season, it's so that we can star in the movie we're creating, we're co-creating. And with Aquarius, in a unique, empowered, maybe even rebellious way that may be shocking to some people. They may be like, I didn't know that about you. You know, what else do I not know? And this is because we're all being called to first answer our soul calls and to be bold in what calls to us, to claim it, accept it, embrace it, express it. Okay? So, but this Pluto square the nodes, this is it is a rebirthing cycle, more shedding. Again, letting go of what is blocking your light, blocking your expression, blocking your unique way of being. Okay? There was something else I wanted to mention, and I don't see it on this screen. I guess it's not important. Okay, Leo is going to be conjuncting, Leo Sun is going to be conjuncting Venus on the 13th. So that day is super, well, I think it's an invitation for us to really expand our hearts and sit in our own hearts and bring our light fully and shine. So this full moon, what's blocking your light? Let me go to my reflection questions instead of just freestyling, which I was about to do. I like to freestyle. But that is a good question. What is blocking your light? And you can use these as like journal prompts, or you can just place them in your heart, go on a wander, go out in nature with one of these questions, and then notice what shows up in nature. What symbolic answer comes to your question, okay? Or you can use these prompts to incubate a dream. Like, what do I need? Here's one. What do I need to feel safe, to fully be myself? You could hold that in your heart. You can journal it and then just stream of consciousness answer that question, or let your soul answer that question. Or before you go to sleep, say, okay, dream maker, I would like to have a dream that is connected to this question. What do I need? What do I need to feel safe in order to fully be myself? You could write that down, put it in your pillowcase, and then catch your dream in the morning and notice what the dream maker's telling you. Okay? All right. How, and this is important because it's also the time to take care of our inner child, or connect to our inner child, or love our inner child. Our inner child is so important because our inner child holds our soul potential. So, how do you nurture your inner child? What does that look like? What ways do you nurture your inner child? Or you could ask your inner child, what do you need in order to feel nurtured? Or you can swap out if inner child work isn't your thing, which for me, it is the heart word. That word use is intended. The heart, like Leo season's all about heart. It's the heart of your potential inner child work. Okay, so but you could say instead, what does my soul need? What would feel like nurturing to my soul? What would bring my soul more? What would expand my soul? What do I need to do? Okay, so nurturing that, nurturing potential, nurturing your inner child. This one, of course, connected to Leo. What brings you joy? What brings you joy? And you could have a follow-up. What do I need to do to make sure I follow my joy? Okay, or what's in the way of my joy? Okay. Okay, this one is more connected to the moon in Aquarius. Where have you hidden your authentic nature? To make it more the full moon Leo Aquarius, where have you hidden your authentic expression? Authenticity is about Aquarius, expressions about Leo. Where have you hidden your authentic expression? And if you feel comfortable about sharing anything that opens up in the comments, please do. When you comment, you also invite others to be bold and share some of their experience. And remember, we're all connected. Your experience is mine, mine is yours. I learn from you. Hopefully you learn from me. We learn from each other, and we grow through what is, especially with more reflections of what it's been like, right? Okay. What do you need to believe? I already kind of touched on this, but what do you need to believe in order to let yourself shine boldly? What do you need to believe? I know in my memory, I think a lot of women, we do get this. Who do you think you are? And there's this unconscious fear of being too big, too bright, too much, as women. Fortunately, younger women, you're rocking your world. I got to say, good job. Because women of my generation, we got more of a, let the men rule the world. I mean, some of my early jobs when I was really young, I can just remember my job would be sitting in the corner of an office waiting to see if anybody needed coffee or tea. That was a job. That was what I did. Don't say anything. So we're reclaiming that. And no matter how old you are, it's important to reclaim your authentic expression. It's time, right? This is who you are. No matter what age you are, your contributions are needed. Your opinion, your wisdom, your joy is needed. Okay, so I see you. I know, getting older myself now, I'm starting to feel like, oh, is it too late? Did I miss my moment? I changed careers in my late 30s, so I've yet to fully shine in my career, and I'm not going to give up. And it's not that I'm doing this to shine. I'm doing this to fulfill a soul mission. But I have honestly questioned, especially I see the younger women really rocking their world, and especially with YouTube and astrology in general. I'm like, how do they remember all these things? I have to take notes, or I just have to just go with my intuition. But I have to take my own advice and say, no, just as you are needed, I am needed. Your expression's needed, my expression's needed. Now the goal is to harmonize our very unique expressions. This is very much Moon in Aquarius. What we're contributing, how do we consider how we're contributing to humanity, to our collective evolving? Not just me, but we, right? Okay. All right, and then since it's a full moon, of course, and I touched on this too, what do you need to let go of, purge, clear? And I would also say it's time to have those real heart-to-heart conversations with your partner, with your spouse, with your friend, with anyone that you love but you feel out of coherence with, out of alignment with. And let me tell you this, if you love someone, you truly love someone, you don't let the debris of human experience get in the way, because each and every time you have a disagreement, or something comes up that you don't speak, or you don't clear, or you don't acknowledge, it grows bigger and bigger and blocks your heart connection. And then eventually you grow apart. So this is a time to have those bold conversations. This isn't working for me. I teach that to my clients a lot, especially if you're waking up out of old codependent behaviors, to lead your conversation with, this is no longer working for me. And take responsibility. I know that I taught you that it was okay in the past, but that's who I was in the past, and who I'm emerging now is. And so then you want to invite your person to meet you where you are. Share some of your vision. What does a healthy relationship look like? What does your self-care and self-love look like? And remember this, as you learn to value yourself more, you teach others to value you as well. And that's a big theme of this full moon in Aquarius during the Leo season. So that's all I have for you right now. I hope there was something helpful here that just really spoke to you, inspired you, ignited your heart, and invited you to take another look with compassion, creativity, and curiosity. How can I do better with my life, with my soul potential? How can I reclaim what is mine to reclaim? How can I step more boldly into my life? How can I activate my potential so I can fulfill my vision, my dreams? And what am I waiting for? All right, all my love to you. Thank you so much for being with me today. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to your likes and your subscriptions, and email me if you have any personal questions, or if you want to have that 20-minute free consultation that I'm still offering. Or if you're feeling bold and inspired and you want me to look at your soul chart with you, which I get so many testimonials. I should start sharing those on my website. So many people, I'll tell you what, number one I get, that was spot on. That was amazing. I feel like you saw my soul. Thank you so much. This helps me so much. So it brings me joy to look at soul charts, to help you reclaim your potential, and to get sort of a plan of action for your soul care. Okay, take good care. I'll see you next time. Peace and joy.